there. Uh-oh, there we go. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You're watching live with LWL, Lindsay with love. Today is Wednesday. Geez, Wednesday, you guys? Yeah, Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. You guys, we are almost a quarter of the way through 2025. What the heck is going on in your life? I'm making serious moves. I'm going to teach you today about your potential and using your potential and helping other people with their potential. It's a conversation that keeps coming up, a two to make it true of sorts. A little bit yesterday, a little bit today. I said, let's go, let's do the dang thing. If you are just meeting me for the first time, hello, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I am here to raise the frequency of the planet, and I do that by reminding you every single day how freaking powerful you are, because you are. You just need to learn how to use your energy. Typically that involves releasing limiting beliefs, reprogramming your subconscious mind to success so you can actually manifest what it is you desire in this lifetime. So let's freaking go. I'll breathe. Yeah, I'm going to breathe right now. I have to breathe after my introduction. Good morning, VIP Deborah. Good morning, Sarah on YouTube. Good morning, Iris. Good morning, Moon Lover. Thank you for the likes, you guys. I appreciate it. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it go out of the mouth. While we're here, if you guys feel like participating, can we just send some good vibes to my grandma? Breathing in and good vibes out of the heart chakra to my grandma, please. Viewing her as whole and healthy is very helpful. I would appreciate that. I'm going to call her later and tell her we sent her good vibes. She's kind of in the down and outs right now, and she's 92, and she just got over being ill, and yeah, she could use a little bit of positivity. So I'll tell her that everybody on the internet just sent her high vibe energy after this show. Good morning, VIP. Jules is in the house. Thank you guys for participating. Good morning, VIP Deborah. All right, let's go. I'm excited for this show today. I'm very excited for this show today. It's a two to make it true. Kind of some conversation in the Cosmic Collective, so thank you, VIP Catherine, for the nudge there. And then some TikToks or YouTubes I saw. Thank you, Sarah, for my love to my grandma. I appreciate that. Some YouTube videos I saw. Dreama is in the house. Good morning, Dreama. And I think it will give some insight for those that are inside of the Cosmic Collective why I do certain things that I do, like nudge you to tell me what your goals are, tell me where you're at, talk to me more. I need to understand your language and all those things. So I think you glitched. Welcome back. You nudged me into this conversation today. That's what you did. Kind of a two to make it true this morning. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to believe, see, and maybe not necessarily develop potential in others, but kind of, right? Because I get a lot of questions all the time. This is exactly what happens. You heal, right? You heal, you do your energy work, you're doing the inner work, and you are so excited. You want to help everybody else heal. But some people don't want to. Some people just want to be, right? They just want to be. And so I listened to this really quick YouTube video. Geez, I don't even remember who it was. Maybe I can get into my history real quick to give them some credit. Let me give them some credit where it's due, because I would hate to have a whole show and nobody gives me credit, right? It's a guy, their channel's called Maxwell Leadership. I just clicked on it. I found it and I was like, this looks like it could be interesting and it could help with the conversation today. So Maxwell Leadership, if you're interested. I have an eyelash in my eyeball. Brenda is in the house. VIP Brenda, welcome to the chat. Good morning. I was waiting for the live and it didn't pop up. I had to look you up. Yeah, that happens often. So if you are following me, make sure to just check every day, 9 a.m. Sometimes I'm a little bit late. This morning I was late to my own show. I was texting my mom and sister, just making sure everything's okay with my grandma still. And so I was a little bit late this morning, so I apologize. Okay, so. We'll start. It's a little bit of them, you guys. It's a little bit of the Maxwell, what did I just say? Maxwell podcast. Maxwell Leadership on YouTube, and it's a little bit of Lindsay, and I'll do my best to kind of differentiate when it's me and when it's them, as you know. Okay, so they're talking about believing, seeing, and developing potential in others. I think that they're like corporate businessmen or coaches of sorts. And so of course, like as a job, the job as the coach is to help people transform and evolve into greater frequencies, right? That's my job. I don't really necessarily call myself a coach, but it is my job. If you join the Cosmic Collective, one of my jobs is to help you get into a new level, into the next level of your life. I think anyway. So they're talking about seeing potential in forms of capacity. So from like a very corporate viewpoint, and I'm going to change it to energy in a second, from a corporate viewpoint, they're like, does this person have low capacity or high capacity? Meaning, is the person like moving and grooving in their lives and in their job, and they have capacity to take on more work? Or does a person, yes, they're doing a great job, but there's not much wiggle room. Their day is full. It's jam-packed. We don't want to overload them, right? So I'm going to take it energetically. Ty Sexton, welcome to the chat and thank you for the follow. I'm going to take it energetically for you guys because I think it's beneficial. So in my mind, I'm thinking, is somebody energetically open to transforming, transcending? Are they aligned enough to transcend, right? Or is the person not really in a space or in a desire to develop into their potential at that exact moment? Okay, so then I started thinking, hello from Australia. So awesome. Hello. Is it Choco? I hope I'm saying it right. Australia. We're international, baby. I love that. Okay. So I was thinking about it from like 3 different viewpoints, kind of, and 3 different kind of categories that we could be aware of other people and where they're at in their journey, okay? Because what's gonna happen, I promise you, if you hang out with me enough, you're going to start to heal. You're gonna be very freaking excited and you are going to want to help everybody. And eventually you're going to come to the realization that some people don't want it, okay? So this is the way I was kind of thinking of it. I was thinking, you have the people that are ready for the next level. In other words, they're moving and grooving in their lives. They're ready to transcend into the next frequency. I kind of visualize myself as that. I'm moving and grooving. Things are progressing always for me, but I'm really ready to unlock that next level. I'm talking like, let's blast off, right? So you guys know I'm taking actions every day to blast off. Okay, so they're moving and grooving in life. They have healthy routines, and their routines are healthy, effective, and efficient. And because they're efficient, they have time, right? That dreaded word for most of us spiritual people, but they have time, they have the capacity in their lives to learn a new skill, to take a moment and take a pause and try to make something better, to do some experimenting in their lives. So I think that's kind of like the first type of person in my mind. I feel like the last 3 years have been so intense. Well, release that idea. Conscious Soul Reader, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. If you release the idea that they've been so intense and maybe they're just like so evolutionary, right? But yeah, I mean, I think everybody's kind of feeling, I think so. A lot of people were still recovering from 2020. That's my take on it energetically. Thank you guys. By the way, in advance, thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the heart me's. They're really helpful and beneficial for TikTok paying me an extra 2% or something like that. Thank you for the engagement in the chat because I absolutely love interacting, because when we interact, I can help you delete words from your vocabulary. I can help you reframe, right? But unless you talk to me, I can't help you, okay? So there's that. So the next type of person, like category 2, I would say, is the person who is in a comfort zone, but they're in an average comfort zone. Okay, so they're not extraordinary, life is not thriving, they're not ready to like, they're not in like category 1 where like everything is in flow state and they're just moving and grooving. They're in more like, I'm comfortable in my comfort zone, even though my comfort zone is not comfortable. Now this is all my brain, right? So this so far is me. They talked about capacity, I took it energetically, okay? So the person's in their comfort zone and life is comfortable, but it's comfortable for them, but it's not comfortable. It's not what they really want. But I would say there is space there, right? Because the person is so comfortable in their discomfort that it's like, well, you know, it's like the people that like live in absolute chaos and they just don't even know they're living in it because they're so accustomed to it. It's that type of vibe. So kind of energetically, they might have capacity. They might, I don't know, it'd be person by person basis, but they might actually have capacity to start to transcend. And then I think kind of level 3, or category 3 would be like the person is in energetic disarray. Like there is disharmony, there is no capacity at this current moment to go into their full potential. There's capacity to start to heal, but healing has got to come first, right? By the way, you guys, on the healing journey, allow yourself to be healed. That's very important. At some point, you have got to just allow it to be what it is. I'm good with it, I'm healing, I'm moving on, okay? We gotta allow ourselves. Ooh, pretty stars, thank you for that, VIP Deborah. I do love that star map, that's so pretty. Kaz Gar 2023, welcome to the chat, thank you for the follow. It was beautiful, yeah, I love that one. It's very much Lindsay with love vibes. Okay. So Before I move on, some of you know me from my TikTok and you're hanging out on my TikTok quite often. You're going to start to see some changes on my TikTok page. Why? Because I have capacity to move to the next level, and I'm pushing myself out of my TikTok growth comfort zone, which has been nice and steady and increasing every day, and I really love that. But I'm going to go for the gusto. So I'm working with somebody who is an expert at TikTok, and he has given me a plan to follow. So I'm going to start to try some things that he's offered to me. I'm going to give it 30 days, see what happens. Give it 60 days, see what happens, right? I hired him, so I'm going to take his advice. And that's a big part of working with people, right? First, you have to make sure the person actually wants it. Of course, I want to do better on TikTok. I hired him. I sought after him, right? He didn't email me, hey, Lindsay, you want to grow your TikTok? I was like, I want this guy to help me. Okay, number one. Number two, when the person gives instructions, it's my job, it's my duty. He is the expert. I can't say, oh, I think I know better than you. This plan looks crazy. In fact, I did email him last night and I was like, this part of the plan feels very wild to me. Can you tell me, is this a fear? Is this a limiting belief? Help me through this mindset, because this feels very like, what did you just tell me to do? And he was like, yeah, like this is, logically, this is why I'm asking you to do this. And I was like, okay, thank you. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my freaking best. I'm so excited. Okay. Anthony, thank you for the rose. VIP Deborah says, I love it. Same. So, without calling yourself out or other people in the chat, just think, are you in a place where you're ready to go to the next level? Now, I'm not asking you to, okay, I said just think, but I would actually like you to tap in. Are you ready to go to the next level? All of you are going to probably say no, because it's a little bit scary to go to the next level, but like, you know if you're ready. You know if you're ready. I'm ready. I know I'm ready. I'm just like waiting for it to come into my reality, right? But I'm taking actions every day. Hiring the TikTok guy, as an example. Following his plan, as an example. He told me I only have to post 1 to 2 times a day, and I was like, hell yeah! I thought he was gonna tell me I had to post like 8 times a day, and I was like, oh god. Girl, I don't have time for that. I do, right? I would figure it out and make it work if that's what he told me. But 1 to 2 times, I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. Okay, so are you in the level where you're ready for next level? Do you have efficiencies in your day-to-day? Are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you ready? Are you excited? Or are you like, I'm the one that's in the comfort zone, but it's not comfortable, but it's normal to me. So then I would say you might have capacity. You might be ready. And if you're one of those people that's like, I'm still healing, but I feel like I'm ready, then just decide already. We're in a beautiful energy with the eclipse season. There are a lot of resets happening. Resets with Mercury in retrograde, with the Mercury Cazimi that just happened. Resets with Venus retrograde. Venus just Cazimi too. Okay, so, and we have Neptune now moving into, we have huge shifts in March, you guys. This is a very powerful time. If you feel like you've been working on yourself a lot, accept that you've done the work that's needed to be done. Just accept it. Because there's always going to be another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. So rather than be like, now I need to heal this, and now I need to heal this, and now I need to heal this, why not just say, I am healed, now I get to go to the next desire, and the next desire, and the next desire. Rather than, oh, I've got to fix, I've got to fix, I've got to fix, right? There's always going to be something. But if you turn the framing to, I get to chase after the new desire versus I have to heal, I mean, that's way more exciting, right? In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. Let me catch up with the comments. Good morning to all the newbies in the house. Rodriguez Telehealth, welcome to the chat. I'm right there. Conscious Soul Reader. Jules is ready. She's on her rocket ship. I'm ready too. 100%. Dreama says, VIP Never says yes, and I can't wait. Let's go. My Cosmic Collective members, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah, you guys, you already know. You already know. So just hang out with me, jump on the train, let's go, we're going together. Conscious Soul Reader says, also working with a professional, we are working to collaborate too. I love that. Rodriguez says, Rhonda, good morning, go for it. Yeah, I love that. Stars and Sunsets, that's a pretty name. 8, thank you for the follow, welcome to the chat. Conscious Soul Reader says, healing is pushing me to the next level. I'm deep in my emotional trauma release. Yep. And then there's going to be a point where you're like, I'm good. And you just decide that for yourself. Nobody else can decide it for you, but I want to remind you guys often, because I think we can get in this like healing loop. Oh, I'm healing this, I'm healing that, I'm healing. It's like, what if you just decided today you're whole, healthy, vibrant, alive, free? Boom. You just keep thinking that every day versus I have like next thing. Okay. So Every single person listening and every single person on this planet, in this life, in this universe, has the power to transcend into their greatest potential. Every single one. You listening have the power to transcend into your greatest potential. Will you? I don't know. I don't know, but you have the power to. You're capable of, right? And I think people forget that. Nobody tells you, like, it's like when I say, like, this morning, it's like, nobody's like waking you up in the morning and you're like, you're empowered today. It's going to be a great day. Good morning, empowered soul that you are. No, that's not happening. You know, that's really not happening. So you have to do that for yourself. But I'm going to always remind you, you are capable of transcending into your greatest potential. Thank you for the hand hearts, Conscious Soul Reader. I appreciate that. Somebody just followed. Oh, Stars and Sunsets. Thank you for the follow. I think I said that. Okay. So things you can do to help people into their greatest potential without doing anything. One thing you can do is see them as their greatest potential. So people inside the Cosmic Collective, my VIPs, most of my VIPs and the ones that aren't still VIP, but whatever, who cares, you're my VIPs inside the Cosmic Collective. That is why I asked you yesterday, what do you want? Tell me your goal. How do you want to be seen? What is your life? What is the next level? Because from here on out, and I'll create a list for all of us so we can refer back, but from here on out, whether you're interacting on TikTok, whether you're interacting inside of Discord in the Cosmic Collective, when you have interactions with each other, hold that vision for that person. Hold that energy for that person. A lot of you want similar things, so it's going to be quite easy to remember, but I'll create a little list for all of us. And it's going to be really powerful, right? It's going to be really powerful because remember yesterday, Deepak Chopra says, collective envisioning. We already do collective envisioning inside the Manifesting Club. So we're going to bring it inside the Cosmic Collective, and it doesn't have to be like, I see you, VIP Deborah, as this. It's just simply going to be when you interact with each other, hold the vision while you're interacting, okay? It's going to be super simple and super exciting. And if we do this every single moment of every single interaction, imagine the power. It's an energetic exchange, right? And it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I already was, but I'm gonna start pushing out even harder. Yeah, I do it all the time. I see every single person as successful, and that's why I'm annoyingly asking you guys often, what are your goals? What do you actually want inside of this collective? Because it's a transformative space, and many people are transforming it in many different ways. Bex, are you in the chat? Where is Bex? Is Bex here this morning? Probably she snuck in and I didn't see. Bex, if you are here, holy cow. I was blown away by your what you shared with us yesterday. Hi, Bex. Of course you're here, Bex. I am so freaking proud of you. I was like, what? What? All of this that you've been doing and we didn't even know? Oh my gosh, girl, I'm proud of you. You're killing the game. Keep going. VIP Deborah says, I thought about it. All leads me back to what I put in the notes with what I can do ever. Oh wait, well, VIP Deborah, what? Yeah, don't worry. Most of us want all the same thing, right? It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy peasy, you guys. Everybody say congratulations to Bex because she is killing the game inside the Cosmic Collective. And like, Bex is one of those like moving in silence kind of people, and then she pops off with all of her manifestations, and it's like, hell yeah. Like literally hell yeah. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Lakana XOXO, I think is how you say it. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Congratulations. Jarima says, totally ninja. Yes, you are ninja. I love it, you guys. Thank you for congratulating her because she's transforming her life. And she'll probably say something like, well, it's not necessarily easy, but it's worth it, right? Not necessarily easy, but it's worth it. Bex, you use your creativity to like earn you more money. You're killing the game with all of your other stuff. I'm not going to share everything you're doing, but I'm just super proud of you. Go on. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, what is my next level? Like, I know what my next level is. In my mind, my next level is like 100,000 TikTok followers. My next level is like, this Cosmic Collective is blown up. There's so many members inside. That's my next level. I know that. Like, I know that's where I'm going. That's my focus. But what is your next level? Do you focus on it? Have you ever even thought about it? Have you thought about it? Or are you one of the people in category 2 where you're like, everything, this is my normal is just like this, and I've never thought like outside of that. And it's okay. You don't have to out yourself in the comments. Just, it's an awareness conversation, you guys, right? I'm always trying to bring awareness to you so you can start to shift energetically. What can you do today, start today, to get yourself to the next level? Sarah on YouTube is giving you lots of rocket ships, or confettis and fire, fire emoji. So go on, my friend. Drudia Rasta, I think is how you say it. Rasta, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. VIP Jewel says she is rocking it. Yes, she is. So proud of you. VIP Jewel says I have so many ideas. I'm not sure which one to choose as my next level. Pick one. It does not matter. Just pick one. Pick the one that you're most excited about. Because when you follow your most excited moments, you will start to learn lessons along the way. But you've got to pick one and start taking action, because the action is when you start to collect data. And if you've never collected data, you're not going to know what actually works or what doesn't. So think about, for this amount of time, you guys, I've been like willy-nilly on TikTok. I'm like, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. And I'm going to see what works and I'm going to do more of what works. This is the first time ever I've had like a full-on like real strategy. So imagine, now I have all this data around like my audience so far, 32,000 people, so amazing. And now I'm going to take this data and try to like really work with it. But if I never posted, if I never went live, I would not have all this data, right? So we got to take action. And this is, TikTok is an example, but it could be anything. It could be anything. You want to transform your body, so you start to go to HIIT exercise classes, but you hate them so much. You hate them so much that it's actually counteracting with your exercise. But then you discover mat Pilates and you're like, oh my gosh, I love mat Pilates. So then you try reformer Pilates and you hate reformer Pilates. So you try yoga, hot yoga. It's okay, but you prefer not hot yoga instead. You've collected data because you went out and did something, right? You've got to collect data. It's very important. Sarah back says thank you to you. You guys are so sweet to each other. I love it. VIP Jewel says I started filming for baking last night, but I feel like I'm more excited about my book. Okay, well then go with that. Are you more excited about it, or are you like, I'm afraid to post this baking film content, so I'm just gonna go with something that's out of the scene? That's a question to ask yourself too. I don't know the answer, and I'm not trying to call you out. It's just questions, right? Beck says, still have a lot of work to do in a certain aspect, but trying. Yeah, well, you're doing more than most people, Bex, which is consistently trying, which is really great. And I have a feeling, and I shouldn't say I have a feeling, I know what happens is we think we have more work to do until we hit a moment where everything just clicks. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, here I am in the reality I was creating this whole time. And then the work is like basically done. Of course there's maintenance, right? It's not ever done, but it doesn't become work anymore. It's part of your lifestyle, it's your routine. It's your new reality. You have shifted, you have integrated and created a new reality. So I think that's super cool. VIP Jamie in the house. VIP Brenda says, I feel that I'm on the verge of so much, and I think it's fear that holds me back. VIP Brenda, if that is the case, join the Cosmic Collective. I'm not going to let fear stop you. VIP Jewel says to Bex, you're not trying, you're doing it. Believe in yourself. Yeah, exactly. She knows she's doing it. I haven't edited yet, so I guess, I don't know. Good morning, VIP Jamie. All right. Yeah, Jamie, Jules, it's just a question, right? It's a question. Perhaps not one that needs to be answered right away. Okay. So you need to know your next level, because if you don't know your next level, then you're never going to be able to figure out the action that needs to be taken to get to it, right? Kind of common sense. But what I was thinking about is, what is most people's highest level? Most people's highest level is likely their programming from an early age. So the level right above that programming is likely like the potential that people see in themselves. And don't you think it's interesting that we can see a lot of potential in other people, but perhaps sometimes we miss it in our own selves? We'll get to that in a second. So in my mind, I'm thinking, think about your programming at an early age. For example, the next level would be like breaking out of some of that programming, right? Somewhere. So for my family, my parents didn't go to college. So my brother, my sister, and I, the next level in my parents' mind was that they wanted us to get a higher education. And so we were next level by going to college, as an example, right? As an example. So maybe next level is you have disposable income and you're not living paycheck to paycheck like your family was when you grew up. Next level. Maybe it's you have a stronger health mindset and you're more aware of and consuming different foods than when you grew up. next level. Okay, so that's kind of like the first next level out. And by the way, because we're programmed in many different ways, there's a lot of those like next level moments. I just gave you 3, right? So what's the next level after that? So that's kind of like level 1, right? It's all like the weird programming that we got at a young age. I call it weird because that's like the only way I can think about it. I'm like, who told me this? This is so strange, right? So you break out of that one, and then there's the next level. And that's kind of when you start creating intentionally your own life, because you're like, okay, I've gotten out of all this strange programming that's not my beliefs. It's just somebody told me that, and I was a little kid, and so that's what I thought, right? VIP Jewel says, I'll sit with it. Thank you. You got it, girl. VIP Deborah says, it's funny. I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I'm open to anything in the future. Yeah, I think so too. Well, VIP Deborah, you've put yourself on the path. You followed your heart. And because you're on the path, now it's just opening in front of you as you go, right? There's no necessarily like next direction, but you do have a goal that you put into the Cosmic Collective. So I think there is room to continue to hone the skills and find efficiencies and all those things. Maybe create a little bit more like, we'll talk about it inside the club. For those of you that want direct access to me, the Cosmic Collective is the only way. It's the only way. And right now it's only $49 a month. Only. It is very reasonably priced for what it is. You jump inside, you get access to a daily Discord, you get access to all of the members. There are brilliant people inside, by the way. It's not just me out here being brilliant. The members are brilliant. You get access to monthly spiritual lessons, 2 spiritual Q&As each month. Tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., don't forget, tomorrow night is our spiritual Q&A, our second one for March. And you get access to group energy healing as well each month. And when you join, you get immediately, I think like 10, I say 10, I feel like 10 is like the right number, but maybe it's 8 spiritual lessons. You get a good amount of spiritual lessons. And we're almost done with the first month, you guys, of 6-month transformation. So you know I'm going to tap in next week. I want to know what's going on. Bex, you beat me to it. You're killing the game, so keep going. Yes, we are. VIP Catherine says, we are some smart cookies. Yes, you are. Sure, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. VIP Deborah says, mind blown, and that's so that I can continue to help others. Help others is with ease. Yeah. So see, VIP Deborah, you're already doing it. So we think, oh, we got to go to the next, like we got to heal the next thing. But it's like you are already doing it. Just like VIP Jewel says to Vex, like there's more work to go. That's just your mindset. You're already doing it, right? You're already doing it. And then eventually there's going to be the moment where it's just like, boom, click. Oh, you're right. I am doing it. It's like when my sister told me the other day, when it was like, 2 months ago, you guys, and she was like, remember when we were little, remember when we were like younger living together in LA? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you used to watch the astrology girls on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, I was like obsessed with like all the astrology people on YouTube. And she's like, well, sis, now you're one of those people. Like, do you see that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. But, you know, of course, because those people maybe have 1,000 subscribers and I don't, or 100,000, 800,000. A million, but whatever, because I'm doing it. I'm literally doing it. So I'm growing and growing and growing. So who cares, right? Who cares? You're doing it. Raul, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Cher, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. This is how we do it. Okay, so thank you for that, VIP Jewels. Thank you for that. So this kind of keeps going. You start creating, yeah. I think you could just say level 1, heal, break free from the toxic patterns, the weird limiting beliefs that you were programmed with. Level 2, start intentionally creating. And then after that, the levels are just, you are creating. So whether you create your $1 million or you create your $100, you're still creating. So you might as well just call that level 2 and just get really good at creating what you actually want versus kind of like letting fear hold you back or thinking that you have to go at a certain pace, right? Are you guys enjoying this conversation today? I am. I'm like, okay. So then we need to talk about really quickly, we're almost to the end of the show, about people that don't necessarily have aspirations. Some people don't have aspirations. It's okay, right? It's okay. Some people do not have aspirations to develop into the potential you see in them, and that is okay. For example, Growing up, I was somebody who was like, I need to see the world. I want to go live it all. I grew up in a town of 4,000 people. Not, you can imagine there is no culture, right? It just is what it was. It is what it is. It still is what it is. It's not much has changed. And I just wanted to go. I decided to go to college 3 hours away. I didn't have a car, so I was never able to like move and groove and see my friends. I was just like doing my thing, living my life. And intentionally I chose that because only 4 or 5 other kids from my high school went to the college I went to. And some of them were like I was friendly with, like we were of course like good friends at some points, acquaintances at other points, but I didn't even spend time with them. I was like, I just want to create my own life. I want to see what's out there, right? I want to experience. My dad, the total opposite. My dad was like, I don't want to. He never flew. He flew one time his whole life, which is not bad, but he just didn't want to. He was like, I want to stay in my home or go golfing with my buddies or do my work, and that's it. Like that's it. He didn't even want to travel like past like an hour from our home. To see my brother an hour away, that was like the most, right? And so some people, and I would always think to myself, like, you're missing out on life. You're like, are you afraid? Like, why don't you want to leave? But I think he was just so happy just where he was, and that's okay. I realize that now, but when I was younger, I was like, come on, like, there's a whole world out here. Don't you want to go? And I think, like, now I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I can understand his point of view. And remember, everybody has free will, right? Everybody has free will. And I think it's important to realize it sooner than later, the people that don't want, when you see potential in them, but they don't want to go achieve that potential, I think it's important to recognize that. Why? Because otherwise you're just exerting energy and expending your powerful manifesting power on somebody that does not give a shit. I don't know, Sassy Lindsay just came out, but like they don't care. And that's okay, okay? So let's do a fun exercise, and maybe you do this for the next week so you can see really what's happening. Did he have heavy Taurus in him? Because that's me with my Taurus moon. You know what? I don't know his chart, and it's funny you say that because I was going to ask my mom today my dad's chart and my mom's chart, but they don't know times. Like even my sister doesn't know what time she was born, and my mom's like, I don't know. I need to ask my grandma because my grandma, she remembers everything. VIP Jamie says, I'm driving today, so I'm actually quiet. That's okay, Jamie. I prefer it when you're not quiet, but I think it's healthy to not be texting and driving or all those things. So good morning, Mama Peg. Welcome to the chat. Sassy Lindsay is my fave. I know, maybe I should bring her out more often. It's like, I think sometimes it's important when we're having like healing and energy conversations to be mindful. Like I don't want to trigger somebody, but at the same time, sometimes we need that blunt, like in your face to be like, oh, oh, okay. So let's do an exercise. Let's do a fun exercise. It's going to be fun. And pretend you are a battery. Your body is a battery, and right now you're full. You're at 100%. Life has been good this morning. You probably woke up. I don't know what time it is where you are. It's only 9:45 here. So I'm full still. I got my steps in. I'm ready for the day. I'm interacting with you guys. All my favorite things to do in the morning. Okay? 100% I'm at. Pretend you're at 100% too. And each time you give attention to something, each time you give attention, you pay. That's why they say pay attention. You are paying your energy to somebody else. Every time you do that, you lose 1%. Now you're at 99, 98, 97. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're paying attention to something good or you're paying attention to something not so good. So now imagine you sat down with somebody and you started to have a back and forth conversation around like goals, and maybe it's a cyclical conversation. You've had the conversation multiple times with the person and it's the same words coming out of their mouth, and you're like, yeah, but what about this? And we talked about this last time. And you're trying to get them out of that space. And they're just like, nope, I'm listening, but I'm not listening. And you know, because you've already had the conversation 25 times. You guys, this still happens in my life, by the way. I have cyclical conversations with people. I'm very mindful at this point about who I open myself up to, right? And you're talking, and your battery is going lower and lower. Their battery, they don't give a hoot. A hoot, oh my gosh, you guys, I take it back. It's on YouTube forever, shit. I was dogging on my partner this weekend. He goes, I don't give a hoot. And I go, who have you been hanging out with that you just said you don't give a hoot? And now I said it. Delete. Okay. They don't give a shit. I was trying to be not swearing on TikTok, but you know, okay. Dang it. So their battery is staying the same and yours is draining. Okay, so now you're at 50%. So say the conversation's over, you're at 50%. Now you still have, pretend it's 10 o'clock in the day, in the morning. You still have a whole day. You have a job, you probably have work drama, you have kids, a husband, extracurricular activities, hobbies, whatever else, and you only have 50% of your battery left, you're kind of screwed, right? You're kind of screwed. So, I cannot believe I said that, you guys. So, what are you going to do, right? You going to continue to try to help somebody transcend that doesn't want to? That's the thing, is you go through the healing journey. I remember I was really trying to help people. I was like, oh gosh, I see like your potential. I know exactly what you could do. And then I realized, and somebody told me in my journey, and now I'm the person telling you or sharing with you, somebody told me, they were like, you're not going to be able to like help everybody. And I was like, well, that sucks. And they said it in a way like, you know, you're in this stage of very excited energy because you like feel better, right? You finally feel better and you want everybody else to feel that way. But what you're going to come to find as you continue on your journey is some people say they want to feel that way and they don't do shit about it. Some people actually do want to feel better and then they take your advice, they join the Cosmic Collective, they start to transform their lives. And some people are just like, you're talking and they're like not, they're disassociating. They're just like, whatever. I literally do not care. And the sooner that you can really start to kind of not judge, but just become aware of these different groups of energies, you will stop wasting your time on people that don't care. Now, if they were to come to you later and say, I desire to do XYZ, you could say, awesome, let's create a plan together. But you're not out chasing people down, right? It's like when I first started in my business coaching, I had a coach and she was kind of early in her coaching too, but she was talking about how like, oh, you should text people and cold email people. And I thought to myself, I do not have time to be cold emailing people about my services. And I get cold emails to this day, and I think that is so weird. I think you have not figured out that you attract clients in, you don't chase them down. So when I get those emails, I just think like, oh, they could like use some energy work. But I was like, I don't have time for this, right? So as somebody who has healed, as somebody who can see potential in others, unless they're coming to you, they probably don't want to hear it, right? So people inside the Cosmic Collective, I assume you want to hear it. You want me to help you close the gap between what you want, which is why I'm always asking you, what is your goal? Tell me in five words, what is it? Be clear. I want $1 million. Thank you, that's very helpful. Where are you at now? Not at $1 million, let's close the gap. How are you gonna get there, right? Point A to point B. That's why I'm asking, please be direct, please be clear, Cosmic Collective people. And those that are listening that are not in the Cosmic Collective, maybe you want to join and maybe you don't. But if you don't, you've got to get clear with your goal and be really direct with it. The universe doesn't play in fluff. The universe is like, oh, I want to be high vibrational. What does that mean? Does that mean people stare at you when you walk down the road? Does that mean you're looking hot in your outfits? Does that mean that you have thousands of followers? Does that mean you're making bank? Does that mean you never lift a finger in your life? Like, what does that mean, right? Because it could be a billion things. So that's the show today. Exactly at 9:50. That's pretty good ending time. What are our thoughts? I'm going to oh gosh, you guys, the hoot. I can't. Forgot confetti words. Love it. What's going on? Okay, let me get caught up with the comments. Kiss of Silver says, would you say you need to engage in order to grow your TikTok? Well, it is a social media platform, so yes, I would engage. I try my best to respond to every single comment, although I've been kind of slacking on it, but yes, and I would engage in a way that's like, I started doing this, which is like, actually ask, rather than just like comment back something, like ask a question, start the conversation, if you can. VIP Catherine says VIP Jules. Yeah, she gives us lessons we need to hear now. I love sassy Lindsay with confetti words. Oh geez, the hoot, you guys. Busted, I know. Like shit. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna confess and be like, look, I donked you the other day and now it's in my vocabulary, so thank you for that. You guys, I've got to leave the South sooner. I'm gonna start talking crazy. VIP Jules says, you told me on Monday. I've actually stopped myself from speaking a few times already this week. Yeah, that's why the interaction is really important too, VIP Jules. All of it, claim it all. Mama Peg, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so for those of you that are interacting with me, who just joined the Cosmic Collective? Somebody just joined the Cosmic Collective. Who is it? Let's say congratulations, welcome. It's time to transform your life. I'm so excited to freaking meet you and help you. So who is it? Ah! We have lots of Cosmic Collective members inside. Gabby! Gabby! I didn't even see you pop in here. Hi, Gabby. Welcome back to the Cosmic Collective. Yay! Gabby, we have new members inside. Some of the same members inside when you first joined. So how exciting. Don't leave. We're not done yet. Rhonda, stay with us. We're going to continue on. We're going to manifest. Actually, we're manifesting. Sorry, I take that back. This is for VIPs next. So we're going to switch over. Yay, Gabby. Welcome back. Oh, I'm so excited you're back. I'll send you all the welcome info in 10 minutes. So happy. I'm so happy too. So you guys, make today the day that you decide to change something about your life if you don't like it. It's pretty simple, but we overcomplicate things often, especially when we don't know how to do something. I noticed that myself yesterday when I got my TikTok plan. I was like, oh my gosh, this feels very, all of a sudden, not easy to do. I feel like TikTok is pretty easy for me, and now I feel like I'm making it not so easy. And then I was like, Lindsay, calm down. Everything is easy for you. Chill out, take a breath. And then I reread his stuff, and I started to kind of do what he told me to do. And I was like, yeah, I got this. I got this. I think it'll be okay. I know it will be okay, right? I know. So, Jules, back to your point of interacting. The best thing you guys can do is interact with me more, because the more that you interact with me, the more I can catch you in those moments of like, change that word, reframe, different perspective. But if you don't ever talk to me, it will be very challenging, right? But I trust that all of you want to transform, especially if you're hanging out with me inside the collective. Okay, you guys, we're going to switch over to YouTubers. Have an amazing day. Make sure to subscribe if you're catching this on replay. And we're going to head over to VIP only, which is VIP manifesting. And, I talk to you. Yes, you do. I know. I appreciate that. VIP manifesting and VIP energetic wave. So if you are a VIP of mine on TikTok, meaning you have subscribed down here, we're going to switch over to VIP only, subscriber only live. YouTubers, have an amazing day. I'll see most of you inside of the Cosmic Collective. And TikTokers.